Our bodies make ketones through this process called ketogenesis, the genesis or creation of ketones. And it happens in situations where our glucose and insulin is suppressed. This is primarily going to happen with prolonged fasting in between meals, but also with severe calorie restriction. You see this happening, and you can also get this with carbohydrate restriction. So when glucose and insulin are suppressed and fat oxidation is occurring, some portion of that fat will be converted to ketone bodies.
Exogenous ketones are known to increase blood flow to the brain and are a valuable energy source in addition for the brain. And this is especially true in older populations. So yes, for many people, they experience improved focus, but there's a large degree of individual variation. And this is typically due to increased blood flow to the brain and increased brain energy from the ketones themselves.
So sometimes we talk about like antioxidant genes. These are genes that are present in our cells that are turned on when we need to protect our cells from oxidative stress or free radicals. And in certain situations, you can increase the expression of those genes to kind of bolster your protection. And that's something we talk about sometimes in the conversation with ketones, because it has been demonstrated that ketones can interact with the DNA in a way to increase the expression of some antioxidant genes.
So hormones in the body pretty much impact every biologic process. Hormones are sort of chemical messengers. And so if there's an imbalance in a hormone, it's not just an imbalance in one system, it has downstream effects that impacts everything else. And what we have found is that beta-hydroxybutyrate can actually help maintain the balance between sympathetic and parasympathetic, and actually encourages that parasympathetic or the calm state. And in that calm state, we're not pushing cortisol, our stress hormone, and we're not in that sort of fight or flight state. It calms the nervous system down, will calm the cortisol levels as well.
Do I need to be in ketosis to promote fat loss? There are many ways in which fat loss can happen. The way to look at ketosis is as an accelerator or accelerant path that helps expedite the process. By changing the fuel that your body primarily uses from carbohydrates and glucose to fat and ketones, you are priming your body to burn fat.
Endogenous ketones produced from ketogenesis, are they different than exogenous ketones provided by Pruvit? You have right-handed BHB, you have left-handed BHB. The only ketone that's produced in the liver is RBHB. Studies show that LBHB isn't really used for energy. In fact, if you just take it, it just hangs out in the blood, but it seems to be diverted toward fat storage. If I go to the store and there's a lot of ketones on the market and I buy ketones, they're what we call DLBHB, meaning you have 50% R, 50% L. In our bodies, we don't have 50% L, 50% R. What Pruvit has basically done is that their ketones are actually naturally made. They're naturally made through a process called fermentation. If you take Pruvit ketones and you look at the ketones in your blood and you put them under a microscope, they're bioidentical to the ketones produced from your liver.